What is that close to?
That's the name of the town.
I know it, but I have.
What's it near? Milwaukee, about it's about 10 miles up in northwest.
Way back when my family came from Lafayette County.
Hungry ones is today.
When did you start this, John? When did you start this?
I had it opened at before about 9:30. Oh, you mean the show itself?
Right.
Oh, the show itself. I started back in 1985, actually. You know, so.
Were you on all 4 landings?
Oh yes. Yeah, all 4 of them from landed on D-Day on all of them and walked off of every one. And I was hit on Tinian.
You were hit?
Yeah, I got wounded there. I was knocking out of a machine gun nest was halfway up the side of a cliff, and I had a man on my shoulders trying to get up to the ledge to knock him out, and he came out and dropped hand grenades down on top of us, and I couldn't move until he moved, you know. So the 3 men that I had with me on the patrol all got about 30 pieces of shrapnel up in them. And I got 4. I got 2 in the back of my left leg, one about in the middle thigh, and the other one was a bullseye in the backside. Needless to say, I bled like a stuffed pig, and I was very unhappy about it. And I grabbed up my men, and I went back to the aid station with them. And he got a half track, and that's a 75 cannon on a track, you know. I came back up and dropped a few shells in on them up there, and they committed hara-kiri.
Really?
Yeah, it was 8 men up there with a machine gun. And we had parked the half-track in front of an old cave, which was supposed to have been neutralized. But when we got through firing the cannon, this Japanese come running out with a white flag. He'd had enough. He surrendered. So we got a bonus. So that was that's how I got my Purple Heart anyway.
What was the, did you have to go to the hospital at that point?
No, I didn't go to the hospital. I just went back to the aid station, and it's very comical the way it all happened and everything, because right nearby the aid station was a compound that they had for the prisoners. You know, that they had the native, and they had women and children and personnel in there. You know, and of course I get there, and the corpsman said, "Okay, drop your drawers." So I dropped them and bent over, you know, so he could get the shrapnel out of part of it. He said something to me. I turned around and looked. And what I did is all those women and kids down there, you know, I was mooning them all the time, you know. It was very comical, but Japanese hand grenades are. They have such a heavy charge in them that when they go off, they blow the housing on the grenade in such small pieces that it really is. It's beneficial to you, as a recipient of it, you know, unless it hits you in a critical spot. But if it hits you in an ordinary spot, why, it's not like our hand grenades. If they hit you, they really tear you up, you know. So
those guys, how did they commit hara-kiri? Did they fall on their swords, or the Japanese that you said dropped the grenade on you?
Yeah.
You said they committed hara-kiri.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They blew themselves up.
Oh.
You know, we got that extra black smoke, you know, and a poof, poof. You know, when you go up there, they're dead. You know. And they had a machine gun up there and a lot of ammunition. Why they didn't shoot us, I don't know. But they did us a favor, you know. So that was that. That was the end of that.
And which island was that? Which island?
That was on Tinian. Beautiful Tinian. I went back, on my 4th trip back to see it. Seemed like I can't get on that island. I don't do something to myself. And they dug up. They found an old found an old tractor, and it was back in part of the island, you know, and the oh, that's it. And
This was when you went
whenever
back?
they find anything on the island, they're not supposed to really touch it. You know, that belongs to their personnel there, and they don't like anybody to do anything with it. But they reported it, and because they knew we were coming on a tour, you know, of the island, they went and cleaned it all up and brought it there, you know, and they turned, it was upside down, and they turned it over, and of course, on the other side of it, they had on the head, on the dash, they had they had names of a couple fellows on it and everything, you know. But they were also, they had the track was kind of shot on it, rusted.
This was a tank?
So when we wanted to get off of it, I used that one piece to get that self down, and of course it breaks off, and I hit one of the spokes and cut my hand open. I said, "This is tinny," and here I am again, you know. I cut my hand open, you know.
This was a tank? What was it they found?
It was an amphibious tractor. You know.
Now, you had found a lot of souvenirs, or can you tell me about what was over here you sent back? You said, you told me yesterday they sent back the...
Yeah, all that you see there is that I have, everybody says, where'd you get all this stuff? I said, well, I got it here on the islands. I said, fellas have given it to me. I've gotten some, but a lot of it was sent back. And what I did is I have here, these are the forms you had to send out to get everything, everything that you sent, you know, had to be censored and had to be stamped. And these are the things that I sent, you know, different times. There's some more, here's some more here. And all the things you see here and on these are in those boxes.
So were you collecting them, or people were giving them to you? Or how did you, were you like the unofficial?
Well, they were in caves, and they were in houses, old farmhouses and stuff like that, you know. And this is all the stuff here, as you see it, you know, all these little things. The Seiko watch here still runs when I put it in there. That's Seiko watch. And then they have all these different parts, you know, that you see here was all in the caves and everything. And even the flags, the flag there was taken on the island of Namur, and the battle was all over, and they gave us a little leeway to walk around wherever, and I was trying to find my buddy who was killed on the island, you know, when I found him. But walking past this one place, I saw this flag that was hanging half out of a suitcase, and everything was buried there on the island. They buried everything, you know, of course with all the shelling, it blows them half out of the ground, or so out of the ground entirely. And it was half out, but other people thought the same thing I did, you know, that booby traps, so they were afraid to take a chance on it. So was I, at first. But it looked so good, and I didn't have any up to that time, you know. So I got a long stick, you know, and I kept prodding around, and I got this flag out, and I just kept it.
This one?
That's the best flag I got. And it says, and I had an interpreter interpret it for me. It's called the Great East Asian Conquest. That's Singapore.
And you got, which island was that on?
That was on Namur Island in the Marshalls, in the Kwajalein.
But you were looking for your buddy who you found him?
My buddy was killed there, yes, on that island.
You found his body?
Well, he had, I found his body, yes.